everyone, and welcome. Today, we have a special guest who will be introducing us to a great program that's designed to help the way business managers operate in the boating space. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. And for those who don't know me, my name is Stephanie. I am the president of EH2O Marine Business Solutions, and I specialize in helping dealers maximize their processes and performance in the boating space with all of their closing operations through industry best practices. I am here with Paul with OttoMoto, and just to start off with, just to set the tone, though my primary focus these days is to train and coach and mentor dealers in their F&I offices, I also still act as a business manager, F&I manager, a closing agent in the boating space as well. And 10 years ago and till this day, one of the items that I wish we could do better at is kind of come up with one program that would help us perform our day-to-day tasks. So to give you a few details, and all of the business managers watching this video, they can totally relate. You know, you have a CRM system where we have all of our customers' information, and then we're utilizing another program to be able to access private information such as credit reports, et cetera. And then we may use another system where we are communicating back and forth with our lenders. And then maybe there's a fourth system out there where we are staging and preparing our menu presentations so that our customers are presented and made aware of all of the extended protections that are available to them. So a lot of systems that we're thankful for and are there to help us perform our role. But I believe that what we are about to hear with OttoMoto, it's giving us kind of a solution that is going to help us kind of streamline our entire finance and insurance process without having to utilize so many spaces. So again, without further ado, Paul, did you want to maybe just give us a few highlights and key features of your program and what sets you apart?
Yeah, no, thank you for that great introduction, Stephanie. I'm very excited about the partnership with EH2O and helping all the business managers in the marine space being able to put all of those tools in one place. You know, the goal was with OttoMoto was to build something that you could structure a whole deal on the go, because we all know in today's world we're always on the go, and so to be tied behind the desk and having so many tabs open across the top and having to transfer data from one tab to another, OttoMoto's vision was to be able to streamline that, put it all in one URL. So if you're behind the desk or you're on the go, you can constantly be spinning that paper and not being slowed down. So I appreciate the introduction and excited to show it today.
Yeah, awesome. So, you know, as I was talking about the steps that we need to take, the moment that a customer shows interest on a vessel and we're ready to start processing the financing and insurance aspect of the transaction, of course, we can't do it without a credit application. And there are dealers out there that maybe created their own credit application. There are others that partner with a compliance officer to make sure that they have a credit application integrated within their websites or, you know, paper copies, et cetera. How does OttoMoto help us when it comes to the credit application aspect of the transaction?
Yeah, I'd love to show you the dashboard for the business manager.
Visuals. Love it.
So this would be the dashboard for the business manager. And it could be other employees, so that they can have multiple users, give them different roles. But all of their applications come in here, their communications with the lenders and everything are here. We give them the ability to send a credit out by a cell phone, so it could be a text message to the individual or an email. And then they get a link that takes them to their own unique credit app. We also give, under their company configurations here, their own unique QR code. So the customer can even scan this QR code. We've got, you know, business owners that are printing this out and putting it on the vessels themselves. So that way a customer that's shopping maybe after hours or something of that nature, they can scan this QR code and then they'll get a text message that somebody just completed this application. The other great thing is we built it where it can be on their website. So if somebody's on their website and does an application, it'll pre-fill in our system. And we even, for the ones that built their own website, we've even given them code for an apply now button that they could put as well on their website. So we really tried to think of any way possible to bring that credit app into the system.
I love that. Now, one item that I see happening today is, you know, when we receive a credit application whether it's via a website or, a compliance officer program that we partner with. Is that credit application able to talk back to the CRM system where we have all of our customer data, or does that information only speak to the platform where we're going to move forward and communicate with the lenders, et cetera?
Yeah, no, great question. I'll share my screen again, but the right where that web tools was, right underneath it, you'll see there that we have store configurations. And one of them is we can push every single application that comes into our system to their CRM via their ADF email. So yeah, we've tried to streamline that process so none of the applications fall through the cracks.
Awesome. Now, speaking of things falling through the cracks, as you know, the FTC safeguards rules, I mean, those laws have been in place for a very long time, but they were recently revamped. And some of the requirements are ensuring that we're keeping our customers' data and private information in a safe space, not only physically in a deal file at a boat dealership, but also making sure that they're filed safely electronically. How does OttoMoto help us solve that issue or kind of give us a solution for that?
Yeah, so OttoMoto is built on a concrete foundation, I like to say. So cybersecurity insurance, we're SOC 2 Type 2, which a lot of lenders want to know. We've also been vetted by many vendor risk assessments from lenders. And so we built that foundation to make sure that we could obtain any lender's trust. So therefore, if we can get the lender's trust, we feel that for the dealership, we've exceeded those expectations. And we've done things for the safeguard rules in particular, such as we've got two-factor authentication. So whenever I log in, I can get a text message to my cell phone, or I can get an email with a 6-digit code. So it protects from hackers and things of that nature. The other thing we did that I really like is that let's take this approval here. You can see each lender you sent it to, but there's an option where you can make it invisible to the applicant or visible to the applicant. And on the applicant side, they can actually see their deal from 30,000 feet. And wow. So they can see those stipulations, like, let's say they needed to prove their income, or they needed tax returns or bank statements, something of that nature. Instead of you having to get them emailed, which is not safeguard compliant, the customer can actually upload those documents themselves through OttoMoto. They have their own consumer portal, and I like to call it like a digital deal jacket, to where you can communicate with them. They can upload documents, and we even have an ID verification tool.
Amazing. Amazing. Now, is the status of the transaction only available to the applicant, or can others in a dealership also make sure that they're up to date with what's going on with the transaction?
No, everybody can. So underneath the company, you have the different users, and they can have all the users that they want. And then each user under their profile has the ability to turn on and off text message and email notifications. So depending on that user's desire, they could be notified of every change inside the app as well.
Okay, beautiful. I love that. Now, speaking of compliance, there are some verifications that business managers, finance managers, F&I managers, closing agents need to perform before they move forward with a transaction, just to make sure that we are doing business with people that we are okay doing business with. Does your program provide any sort of identification verification so that we're able to check that box as well and run our business compliantly?
Yes, no, great question again. Yeah, so inside an application or outside an application, we have the ability, so I'll run down here to hear some of the steps, but we can do an auto verify, and we can do it to email or cell phone, and you can send the request to your customer, and it'll have them take a picture of the front and back of their driver's license and a selfie, and it'll make sure the barcode matches the data on the front, and it's a human person, and it matches the ID, and that the ID matches all the other ones from that state. So it's pretty comprehensive.
I love that. And as you were scrolling, I noticed that there was a section for trades. Can you tell me a little bit on how that works? I know there are times where when a trade is involved in a transaction, it might slow down the process a little bit, only because there needs to be a value put on the trade, or maybe we need photos of the unit in order for us to, before we're able to move forward with the deal. Can you share with us a little bit about that section of your program?
Yeah, so this would be like what they're wanting to purchase, and we do have a trade, and this can be added to include boats and other asset classes. And in this, you can actually send a text message to the customer and have them take pictures of their boat. And it'll guide them through, like, let's say 13 photos of the boat. It'll time and date stamp it, and so the location and the time it was taken, so it's current. And
Wow.
it gives you an ability to really get a good eye on that asset, so you can put a good number on it for your customer.
Okay, that's really cool. And I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted by all the features on your program, but I also want to make sure that I'm asking questions that a business manager would want to know. So, as we are reviewing a credit application, reviewing a credit profile, there are certain calculations that we need to perform in order to make sure that we are in margin with that the lender's requiring of us, so that they can consider providing us with a favorable credit decision. Can you tell us a little bit on that calculator feature that I see on there?
Yeah, so oops, I clicked the wrong button here. So let's see, let's go down. So what we can do is we have, I think it's important to kind of show you more towards the top, all of the application information that comes across from our credit app, like their income and everything. This is all you can go in there and make changes. So if they missed something or you talk to them and they got the data wrong, you have the ability to look at that. We also give you the ability to look at it in that traditional format. So, if you do need it, or for some other reason, or a local lender or something, we're not trying to keep it all in. We're giving it to you in that format. It would have your dealership name in here, and it would be that credit app from your applicant. So with all of the disclosures and everything. So we give you that. We also are integrated where you could pull credit right through us. So that way you don't have to. Again, we tried to give that solution that's all in the palm of your hands. So when you get an application, you can get a text message that says, hey, you got a new app. You can go in, you can review it, you can pull the credit. We even have with this the ability to push it over into like App One and things of that nature. So if we don't have the lender for you, we're still able to streamline that process, allow you to structure that deal and take advantage of all the tools, but still be able to push it over and work it as you normally have. And then once you've got the boat and all of that in, then and you put in your structure, now it's going to take, and it'll give you your PTI, payment to income. It'll give you the DTI if you pulled credit, and then if you put in the loan value on the boat, it would give you off of two different values. You can get retail and trade-in value to give you your LTV depending on which lender you're going with. So this is a way to just get a real snapshot to make sure the deal makes sense before you even send it, because so many times a customer might fat finger a number or something, and so this is helping the business managers make sure that makes sense.
I love that. It's going to also save us a lot of time while we're processing our applications, that's for sure. And I did hear the word integration. I love that you're able to integrate with other programs, so it eliminates the need for a lot of data entry, manual entry. Now, let's say that made me think of a question, and something that comes up often is we have business managers that are leading different locations. So if you have a boat company that has multiple locations, do they need to have one platform for every single one of their locations, or can one, I guess, login take care of all of the locations in their company?
Yeah, so we have this in 3 tiers. And so we've got company details. So this would be the main company, right? And then we broke it into branches and then into stores. So the reason we did that is maybe rules are different in Florida than they are in New York. And so you can have a New York branch and a Florida branch, and then all of the company stores that are in those states can be under there. And that way you can set up, tolerances and different default settings for those different states with your different stores. But as a user, if I have an admin user, I have the ability to go through any of those stores.
Okay.
So and then if you have somebody that you only want to have access to one store, as long as they're not an admin user, then they'd be locked into the one store that they're set up under.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. And I'm just very excited to be able to share this program with all of those viewers and everyone who follows me for all things in our industry. And I know that this is a short video and a glimpse to your program, but let's say we do have viewers out there that would like to learn a little bit more. Can you maybe share with us how they can check you out or any of your contact information?
Yeah, for sure. No, thank you for that plug. But let me share. Our homepage is ottomoto.net. So OttoMoto.net. If you want to get a demo, there's a button right there on the homepage that you can get a demo. And then if you want to just sign up, you just hover over Get Started. And that takes you right into, you can build your own company right into our system. So it's that easy to sign up or get a demo. And you can always give us a call. Here's our phone number and help email. We've got a full team that's monitoring that. So if you got a question or you would like, you could do that as well. And again, my name is Paul Nicholas, CEO of OttoMoto, and happy to talk to any of you personally about your pain points and how we can help.
Beautiful. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to have this chat with me. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to learn about this amazing program. And we will see you next time. Stay tuned for more industry insights like these.
Awesome. Thanks.
Bye.